Good morning. No, normally this is Pastor's Corner, but every once in a while I get invited. Well, I sit here and I say, well, it was Pastor's Corner, and they say I get to teach. I guess it's teacher's tutelage. I can only do what God has programmed me to do. So hopefully, since the pastors have given me an opportunity to come stand in this corner again, it's funny, I'm always standing in the corner. Yeah, I guess life continues on the path that it's going to go. But since I'm here, a few things. First, questions, not to be answered, just to be thought about. So I'm gonna get somewhere, and I promise it might take a little while, but when you realize where I'm getting to, you'll think a little bit more about not just what I'm saying, but about yourself, about the people around you. I read the Bible, or I said I read the Bible many times throughout my life. And I have to honestly answer and say I haven't until I read the Bible. Meaning I used to think the last book of the Bible's name was just Revelation. And if you go up to an average person now and say, what's the last book of the name of the Bible? They'll say the Revelation. But if you read the fine print, it goes on to say the last book of the Bible is the revelation of Jesus Christ. Total title. You know, so far in my life, people have told me that it was the book of Revelation. And that's what I said to other people. Bad teaching, right? And then I realized something in my reading and my study. And I love the book of John. You can write it there, just take it for notes. John, I'm gonna start at 21. This was after Jesus preached. Time was gone. Jesus was like, yo, I gotta go get on a boat. Time to get out of here. Disciples took him across the boat and they went across the water. But hear what I'm saying here in this next part. This is the people. Therefore, when the crowd saw that Jesus was not there, I'm starting at 24, nor his disciples, they themselves also entered into a boat. And they came to Capernaum, seeking Jesus. And having found him on the other side of the sea, they asked him, Teacher, where do you come from? And Jesus answered and said, Truly, truly, I say to you, you seek me not because you saw signs, because you ate of the loaves and were satisfied. Now jump with me down to 43. Same chapter. I'm sorry, 6. I'm sorry. That was I thought I said it. 6. See, that's why I don't invite you to the corner. That's why when you no, I'm just kidding. So at 6, I started at 24 and went to 25, 26. Right? And now we're gonna go to 43. Then Jesus answered and said to them, Do not grumble with one another. No one is able to come to me unless the Father who has sent me draws him near, and I shall raise him up in the last days. It has been written in the prophets, and they shall be taught by the Lord. And every one of them who has heard from the Father and learns come to me. The people got on a boat. They ate and they were satisfied. And they got on a boat and they crossed the river and they seek Jesus in earnestly. But the reason behind it wasn't in earnest. Now, I'm not saying anybody in here, but let's change the boat to a bus. And the word is the bread that we eat daily. Some of us have gotten on a bus at our favorite stop. Whatever book that somebody came to you when they taught you, when they told you, hey, take a look at this scripture. It'll be more profitable. And eventually that turned, and a lot of us got on a bus and we sat there. Me too. We sat there and we rode. Now this bus goes around in a circle. It doesn't just get from one stop then another. It goes around at all of those stops continuously. Some of us got on at John. Some of us got on at Revelations. Some of us got on at Mark. Some of us got on at Luke. Some of us might even got on in the Old Testament and rode the stops. Some people got on in Exodus and looked out the window at the very next book, and the very next book, and the very next book. What I say is this: don't be the people that just got in the boat because you were satisfied with the bread. When the bus stops, get off. Experience the land that Jesus is revealing to you. Because this has been done by God, that you have the revelation of Jesus Christ. Staying on the bus does not benefit this ride. If you got on at John, and did not get off at any other stop, meaning you didn't take the time to go into those scriptures. You got a piece here and a piece there. They did that too in Jerusalem when Jerusalem was falling and the pastors and the priests were drunk. They just gave them a little bit. But I don't blame it all on them because the people stayed on that bus, never getting off to experience the things for themselves. So in a sense of everything I just told you, it's a challenge to yourself. Whatever book you got on, John, mine was Jeremiah, get off the bus at the next stop because it stops at every book and gives you more important information until you get to that last book, which is the revelation of Jesus Christ. I think they made that title very simple for us because the whole Bible had been revealing him up to that point to where they said, hey, John, here's a vision so everyone can see this revelation. But if you just ride the bus and you never get off on a stop, the last book is just that, revelation, not the revelation of Jesus Christ. So I challenge us all as we ride this bus, whatever stop you got on, whether it's John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, as the bus continues to ride, don't just sit idly and look out the window. Get off the bus. Seek more than just the bread. Because it was nourishing for us when we first came. Everybody remember the joy of our salvation. But there's joy in learning about the revelation of Jesus Christ. And just as powerful because the Father has sent you to Christ. So with that, enjoy your bus ride. But occasionally, looking out the window is okay. But I promise you, it's better to get off.